Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Car Mechanic Simulator, going to be finishing off the potentially incredibly valuable Skyline. It is quite possibly going to be the most valuable car I have ever restored on this game. I have done a little bit of work off camera. I say off camera. I was recording and had my recording crash. So some work has been done. Some progress has been made since since I last worked on this. The engine is finished and ready to go. I sorted out the springs and sorted out the wheels and tyres. They're all ready to go as well. Typically I was doing stuff in a slightly different order and none of it filmed. But never mind. Let's take the engine off from there. We'll go and install the engine in the car. We do have a little bit of a problem. We do have a little bit of a problem, sadly, when it comes to the, well, vehicles. When it comes to selling of the vehicles as well, which I shall quickly show you. Let's put that back. Right, engine's in there, engine's all good. That's why we've got a random pickup truck in here, because this is one of the customer jobs, essentially. I cannot currently load the car status page. I click on it, and it doesn't do anything. Now, I wondered if for a little bit it was to do with a mod, with this being a mod car or something, which is why I have a customer car. You know, this is a basic game car, and it doesn't load here. Now, that makes the customer jobs practically unusable, and I can't sell these vehicles. Now, the page does still load. I mean, I might be able to get rid of the car if I can magically click on the right button, possibly. I don't know. It still makes a sound as if I'm interacting with it at some points, but yeah, so we're not going to know how much this car is worth because I can't really do anything with it at the moment. So there we go. Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that it'll be fixed in an update very soon. I don't know what on earth has broken it. We are now to version 1.4. It doesn't seem to have changed my version number in the top corner, but on the main page it says it's a version 1.4, so I don't know. Either way, we've got issues, basically, when it comes to selling of the vehicle. We will have to wait and see how it goes. With any luck, it'll be updated, well, by the next time I come to play this anyway. It's just, basically, it's not going to work today. We're not going to be able to sell this car today and see how much money it is worth, unfortunately. Oh, typical, that starter motor can only be accessed from the engine bay. Right, can we somehow get our way over? Tyre rods. Let's go do that. While we're here, I might as well put the tyre rods in. Do we have? Oh, we do have plenty of those hanging around. Don't know how many of these bits and pieces we've got on the vehicle that we can shove on. We should have. Yeah, I have got the completed shock absorbers. Only needed a couple of little bits and pieces for those, which was nice. Sway bar. We've got the end links. Perfect. Makes life easier. We have got a vented disc. I suspect we might have some pads hanging around. We have plenty of pads hanging around. What we don't have our caliper cylinders. We actually need one for both sides. It's occasionally freezing up as well as I'm going between some of these sort of installs, which is a little bit weird, but there we go. Right, we need brake caliper cylinder. There we go. I can English good, honestly. That's there. As I said, I have got the wheels done. I'm sticking with the vehicle's standard wheels, the wheels that it came with, and so on. Same tyre size as well. 175s, not very wide tyres, but this is a relatively old vehicle. So yeah, we're sticking with that. This side here should all be good to go. Once we've got the shock absorber on, we don't have. It's not double wishbone suspension, so we only have the lower suspension arm parts to go on it. We've got the sway bar end links as well. It's going to look cool. It's going to look cool when it's done. This vehicle, perhaps not my favourite of the Skylines personally. The R31 would be my favourite of the Skylines, although I do like this generation as well. In general, I like, you know, classic cars, full stop. Classic Japanese cars are good, as I say, good as well. Some brilliant looking classic Japanese cars. The old Celicas are really very good looking cars. So sort of this era of Japanese cars, you can't really go wrong with them. And this era, what era? I was going to say have a look. Well, I think this is a 70s-ish for Japanese cars. American cars perhaps a little bit earlier than 70s because they start getting a little bit crappy. When you start going to this sort of era with all the emission restrictions and so on that went on at the time, but yeah, I do like this particular vehicle. I bet we're gonna need another bloody cylinder, aren't we? Because, yeah, we'll need another one of these. I don't know how I've run out of these. Normally, of all the bits on the cars, the caliper cylinders are something that I have stacks. So even before I had the Repair Anything mod, I tended to have stacks of those hanging around. But just with the way that these vehicles, I guess, have ended up, not had that many been repairable. Right, are we all done on this side? Now, it's going to be very hard to tell if we are all done with parts, because, as I said, we don't have the car status thing to go and look at. I might have missed something, but we aren't going to sell the car. Well, we can't sell the car until we've got access to that. So if we're missing something, it'll tell us probably when we come to drive the vehicle. So, you know, we've got all of that. Let's get... So we need a front exhaust section for an i6. Ooh, it'll be front exhaust section i6. Yes. We will also need a starter motor. I think it's just a generic starter motor for this. Don't know if we have the rear muffler. We do not. We need V8 overhead valve, one of those. That'll work. This exhaust on this particular mod car seems to be working pretty nicely. So he's working fairly straightforwardly. The drive shaft's actually fairly straightforward as well. The only slightly iffy thing with this car is where the tie rods go in. They kind of don't attach to where they should do, because the steering rack's down there and the tie rods are over there. Again, it's the way that the mod cars have to work to fit in the various components, because they're basically just borrowing parts from all the other cars. So to have them all fit in, yeah, sometimes they end up not quite lining up properly. But either way, it's... Still good fun building these cars. It's lovely to have so many options. There's stacks of mods around for this game already. It hasn't even got Steam Workshop support yet. That is apparently on the way fairly soon. When it does, there's going to be so many different cars for you to play around with and restore. It's fantastic. I'm thoroughly enjoying all of this. And it keeps your interest in the game more, I find, anyway. Might not be the same for everybody, but I find that... yeah, the more kind of mod cars and so on, just the more freedom, the more vehicles you have around, the longer it's going to keep me interested in this game. That's where the battery is. Couldn't see it. Have we not charged? I thought we put that one on charge. The whole... Careful now with the toolbox. We got stuck on that one. The whole kind of white interior... Not white interior, but the white... I guess almost background when you're working on this car is a little bit awkward to work around with. It's the only car we've come across that has done this, but yeah, it's a little bit of a faff to have to deal with. We are going to be needing... I bet we're going to need a radiator A. Shall we guesswork it? If it's a radiator A, we'll probably... You know what, let's just buy... I'm going to guess at those. I might need the other fan housing, because I guess this being an older car, it might not have the two-fan one, but I was correct with my initial guess. I will take that. I will take that indeed. While we are here... Shall we go and fill it up with oil? I don't know how long the batteries take to charge at all. I've already paid enough attention, because I tend to stick them on charge initially and leave them and it'll be ready by the time I come to rebuild the thing. But, yeah, I don't really know how long that's going to take. Where is the... Oh, it's around this side, isn't it? There it is, behind the air filters. That'll do. There's enough. Right, battery. As we go do bodywork, let's go and assemble what we do... Possibly? I was going to say potentially and possibly and made up my own word in the middle of it. It didn't really work very well. Let's go see what bits of bodywork we have. There we go. That's the sentence that we were after. Don't think we had... Oh, we had a mirror that was in terrible condition, and we don't have any on that side. We have a wrecked door on that side. We have a good door on that side. Did we have a trunk for this? Nope. We did not have much bodywork at all on this. Do we have a rear bumper? Nope. Do we have the other tail light? Ah, we have a right side tail light. Windows. I think we had a couple of windows. Do we have a front one? No, we do not. So we need a bonnet. We need both mirrors. We need a door. Never going to remember this. Never, ever, ever going to remember this. Right, body shop. We want a Nissan. I suspect if I just put in Nissan, this should come up with all the bits that I need. Right, we are going to need a front right door. Ew, this is expensive parts. There we go. They're expensive parts, but we need them, basically. We need a hood, yes. We needed right tail. I can't remember. We definitely need... God, $500 a mirror. They are not cheap. We needed a rear bumper. I think we needed a left side tail light. let's go and have a guess with all of this and see. We have got enough bits and pieces on this. It was indeed a left side tail light. We will of course need license plate. We can come around to that later on. We don't have the window there. We do now have a bonnet for it. Rear window is installed. Front window we have got. Oh no, we have both of these little wing mirrors. Oh, apparently that was too far away for that one. Front bumper we didn't buy. Let's just go back to normal mode. Close the bonnet. Right, so we need a front bumper. I did buy the door, didn't I? Front right door. Yep. So we need door, window. I think we need both windows, possibly. Yeah, okay, so we need both the door windows and we need a front bumper. We need a couple of license plates. Cool. We can do that. Left door window, check. Right door window, check. The left and right body windows don't seem to be a thing that come out of this car. I wasn't able to pull them out of the vehicle. So obviously they're not. I think they should be removable, but currently aren't. I don't know. Hopefully that won't affect the overall score for the sort of the completion of the car. Oh, a starter motor wasn't. Did I put the starter motor in? No, it has not gone in. There we go. Starter is in. I think we're done in terms of bodywork. I'm going to move it to the entrance so I can go and do the interior now. I think, though, the rest of that is all sorted. Interior mode. Do I have any of these bits been repaired? Steering wheel 3 has been repaired, and we need seats, basically. Can I see any obvious bits that we are missing? No. So yeah, we'll get the seats in. Then we will go maybe take it for a drive. But fingers crossed it will all work. It will let us know if I've broken something. I guess we just go front. Oh no, just go seat then. Ah, right, there we go. What seat do we want for our car? That's a very good question. What seat do we want? Go for an RX-7 seat. I'm not sure whether that will go in the. Not sure whether it'll allow me to put it in the vehicle. I might go for. Let's go for seat 6. We'll go with a couple of these. Sure. Why not? Interior. Oh god. Interior. Interior. Trying to get it to go to the interior right mode is a real horrible faff sometimes. It's just a. Yeah, unnecessarily complicated. Unnecessarily complicated indeed. That will do. And I think we are ready to go. We put oil in it. I think we've done everything with the engine that we need. It will let us know. Nope, it's not going to work with going to that menu, unfortunately. It will let us know, of course, when we try to go drive it, if something is missing, if something is broken. Let's hope it's got everything. Of course, I forgot the fuel tank. Well, not the fuel tank. I forgot the fuel pump. That's the important bit. It's always the downside of kind of working across 2 episodes. I don't always film these back to back. Sometimes I'll have a little break or have to do other stuff in between, and I'll forget what bits I've installed on the car. So, fuel pump is a necessary component. That's in there. Now we should be able to go to the racetrack. Hopefully it'll go. Oh, and of course the bloody battery that I didn't grab. I meant to grab off the thing. We'll paint the car after we've gone for a little test. We might as well test it in the current condition, I guess, that it's current colours, etc. And what am I doing? I want to be actually in the engine bay. That's the one. And battery is in. Now we should be good. Now we should be good to go. Again, I'll get license plates later. They're not so important. Haha! We are off. Well, here we are at the racetrack. Now, we have driven cars with this i6, but the Porsche last time out was fitted with the i6, the Aston Martin and so on. Not the quickest of the engines, but sometimes that can make the vehicles a little bit easier to drive when it comes to tackling the circuits. The handling in this game is It's not too bad, but when cars get more powerful, it tends to get twitchier and more unhappy in general. And the lower powered, especially the front-wheel drive cars, are actually quite nice to drive. So this is probably going to be a good combination. Yeah, not too high powered. Doesn't wobble around anywhere near as much as we had with the... was it the GT40? The GT40 replica that wobbled and wobbled and wobbled and had like 800 horsepower. That was not easy to drive. It also spun its wheels near enough the entire way around the course. So the Skyline is... ooh, careful through there. This is probably the most valuable car I've built. I can't tell you because I can't look, but it's probably the most valuable car that I have built on this game. But I've just... I don't know if I can actually quite ding the wall if I manage to turn away in time. I think I dinged the wall. But... yeah, this is a very, very valuable car, and I'm just throwing it around a racetrack because that's the sort of thing that I do. Oh god, it's got a little bit warm. Also because I can't damage the car. It would be nice to see things like crashes at the racetrack, ruining condition of parts, so that if you do all your hard work and then go and bin it in a wall immediately at the track, you then have to go back to repairing it some more. Perhaps a little bit better handling would be nice before we had that sort of a mechanic in the game, because at times cars can get twitchy and almost throw themselves in the wall through no fault of your own. But yeah, it drives pretty nicely. It drives pretty nicely, this one. It's, as I said, about the right combination of not too much power for a rear-wheel drive car, not too wobbly on its suspension, so that yeah, we can get it around the track. I'm not expecting this to be anywhere near as fast as some of the crazy high-end cars, the high-end modern cars and so on. You don't expect this classic Skyline to be, but it drives well enough. It has the same engine as the Porsche. It feels a little bit less sluggish in this. Perhaps this is just the environment that I'm driving this in, though. The Porsche went around the testing area that doesn't really have the same length of straights for it to get up to any sort of speed, so perhaps that's why the Nissan here is feeling a little bit more on the lively front. It's certainly not going to break any lap records around here. It's not quite going to get up to 200 kilometers an hour before we go on the brakes, or it might just, yeah, it goes 200 kilometers an hour, got on the brakes, and it just decided it was going to be steering, which is not so helpful at 115. Yeah, I can probably get a couple of seconds quicker than that. Not really got enough power to be doing any wheel spin. Can we get any wheel spin at all? No, we're just going to kind of trundle there. Try my best to do celebratory donuts. Probably shouldn't in, I don't know how much money is worth of car, but probably over $500,000. So, probably be mindful of the celebratory donuts. But, there we go. Ooh, maybe, it might be missing a front grille, actually. There might be some sort of front grille part that I don't have. Either way, drives pretty nicely. Drives sensibly enough. Sadly, you don't have quite enough power to spin up the wheels, but isn't too bad when it comes to the corners. So, with the Skyline back home, let's go and grab a couple of plates. Do we have a... oh, do we not have a Japanese plate? Okay, I'll be amazed if we did not, but I don't know. If it's not under J, I don't know. I don't know where it'd be. So, okay, thanks game. I guess it's going to be a case of close our eyes, we'll scroll around with the mouse, and we will have Slovakia. I swear, did we have Slovenia last time? But Slovakia this time, apparently this is just where it's... where when I'm flicking with the scroll wheel, where it tends to end up. There is a grill here. The grill doesn't seem to load at the racetrack for whatever reason. That is peculiar. But there we go. Strange. Either way, that's on there. We will stick on the license plate, and then we will go back to normal mode, move the car into the paint shop. What colour do we want our Skyline to be? It's an important question. You know, let's face it is an important question. We could stick with the red. It's not a bad looking red colour. Ooh. Do we go for some sort of livery? I like the idea there. Let's go for a nice livery colour. Now, do we want kind of the base to be white for that. What's the other? That's the other one. So yeah, I guess the only colour that we can't change the top bit, so the top bit has to be red. Yeah, we'll go with red and white. That's that works for me. Looks the part, and we will paint the car that colour. And I believe that is now ready to be sold at some point when we get the Ooh. We managed to climb onto the car. No, we've just got a little bit stuck. Don't know what went on there. Woo! Don't jump on the £1 million Skyline. It's probably not a safe idea, but found a new use for it. We're not going to fire us around. It can fire you around the paint shop. That's about it. Yeah, we can kind of climb up on the bonnet in a weird, peculiar way that kind of confuses the game. Either way, let's go and move you back into the main shop. Well, we have got quite possibly our most valuable car I've ever worked on, but annoyingly I can't tell you how much it is worth. Annoyingly, I cannot let you know how much this car is worth. I can't sell it to make the money at the moment. So, yeah, what a shame. I'll just have to stay with $656,000 and probably $500,000 worth of Skyline in my garage. It's a tough life. It is a tough life. Next time, maybe we'll finally get the hot rod working. Who knows? And then we'll go looking for another project car in the junkyard. I'm actually going to try to find something from the barns. We'll see if we can get anything interesting. I don't know even how many I've got left to go and visit. See if we can find anything interesting from the barns. We'll find something to work on. However, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.